Victor. How are you?
We're doing fantastic here in Barcelona. I wanted to make sure that you knew, for everybody who tunes into the Metropolitan, podcasts and broadcasts, we're always trying to add value to the community of English-speaking expats in Spain, and we're lucky to have with us a gentleman who is an expert in U.S. tax filing, reporting, as well as helping people to file in Portugal and I believe in Spain as well. From the U.S. tax consultants, Antonio Rodriguez.
Okay, well, the first thing that I have to do is that we have been helping American expats in Spain with their US and the Spanish and Portuguese obligations, depending on the residency. And as you can imagine, we prepare all kind of taxes, both for the for the US, the 1040 and the FinCEN, and also in Spain, the typicals are the Modelo 100 and the Modelo 720, which are the fiscal obligations for the people in Spain. And in the case of Portugal, we do the what they call the Modelo 3 IRS, which is the same name as the Internal Revenue Service, but I mean, it means a completely different thing. It means Impuesto sobre el Rendimiento de las Personas Singulares. So, but that's, so we do both. And we will see, I hope that we will see during this interview why we do both and what is important to do both.
Okay. So, Antonio, can you help me with one thing? How does U.S. tax consultants differentiate itself from the competition, from all the other U.S. expats that need some support with fiscal reporting and obligations?
Well, basically, we differentiate in two different areas. One, how we do the tax returns, because we believe that it's important to do the tax return at the same time and the same person or the same entity, so they can combine all the information that they gather from both places. Basically, because the tax obligation in the U.S. is very similar to the Spanish one, which means that they have to declare worldwide income, and then it is important to use the treaty correctly, so they only pay taxes in one country, which is according to the treaty, and depends on the circumstances they have to do in one or the other. And then also because we are not an typical online service, we really care about the clients, and then we connect with them and we talk to them, and then we had let's say a mixed way of doing things, because we have clients that are in Madrid or in Barcelona, and then some of the things that we do online, we according to the procedures that we need to follow with the IRS of security, and also with the Spanish law, and I think this is this is an important issue.
Okay, and so why should an expat choose your services over others?
Basically, as I said, the reason to choose U.S. tax consultants is because we are probably one of the few, if not the only ones, that we do both U.S. taxes and Spanish taxes or Portuguese taxes, and we do them together. It's the same team in which we communicate. Sometimes it's very easy because the income is simple, and then you have to deduct or credit the taxes paid in one country to credit in the other one, and then sometimes it's more complex, and then you need to be sure that the information provided to the different tax preparers is the same. So, and the coordination is not that easy, and that's one thing that we guarantee that we will do, because we are the same team and we share all this information.
Okay, and can you share a little bit about what's been the evolution? How has, U.S. tax consultants changed or evolved in recent years?
Okay, well, recent years. I prefer to start from when the company was founded by John Kearns. He was a lawyer. He was appointed by Arthur Anderson at that time to run the whole business in the southern Europe. He went to live in Milan. Then he moved quickly to Madrid in 1965. He went to Torrejón, like most of the Americans in that time. They were living in that area. And then he joined Henry Frauci, which he was also in Torrejon, and then they both start to provide those tax services to U.S. citizens in that area. Very soon they realized that I have to do the taxes from the other country for the residents. But anyway, I joined the company in 2010, and I became the owner and the CEO of the company. Both John Kearns and Henry died, 15 years ago now. Anyway, the company has grown significantly and is currently the leader on U.S. preparation in the Iberia Peninsula. We currently have a team of 9 professionals, and we provide 3,000 services in 2025, and we did about half of them that were U.S. tax returns. And you asked about where we have offices in Madrid, in Asturias, and also in Rota, in the American Navy base, and in Portugal we have an office in Lisbon and in the Algarve.
So, can you talk a little bit about Spanish and Portuguese taxes?
It's basically the same issue. Is to optimize the tax filing, it is necessary to consider both tax systems, the USA and your country of residency. It is and its corresponding forms, the 1040 in the US side and the Modelo 100 or the Modelo 3 in Spain or in Portugal. Since it is good to take in consideration that since 2013, the IRS and the Spanish tax agency, they share information under the FATCA agreement, and failure to act properly can result in audits and fines. Also, the social security systems of the 3 countries, they share information continuously and regulated in a regulated manner, and they correctly implement the new social security agreement signed in 2024 to avoid the double contributions. So it's not only taxes, but it's also the treatment of the social security, which makes the things not as easy as it looks like because of the current situation in both countries.
Okay, so you've mentioned a couple times you place a big emphasis on having the same prepare file U.S. IRS and the Spanish or Portugal tax agencies. Why is that important?
Well, as I mentioned before, through understanding both tax systems, it is crucial to avoid common errors that occur when the tax returns are filed by different individuals. With the U.S. tax consultants, the errors are avoided and the taxation is optimized. Our mastery of the IRS and the Spanish tax agency obligations allowed us to develop an appropriate tax strategy through the combined perspective. You must not forget that the importance of the Spanish or the U.S., Spanish and Portugal tax treaty prevent double taxation and the tax evasion.
Okay, that makes sense. And so where does the U.S. tax consultants have a strong presence? I know you mentioned Portugal and Spain, but I don't know if you want to go into particular cities, or do you just cover the entire Iberian continent?
Now, our big presence is of course in Spain. We are developing, basically, we had a plan to develop our presence in Portugal over the last 5 years. And it is true that we still have clients that they move abroad and they move to the US because they work for Spanish companies, and then we'll still do the same, the tax returns in Spain and in the US. They are probably, when they move to the States, for example, they can be fiscal resident of Spain, and they might have a property in Spain, which they might have to declare in Spain. So in order to be sure that this is done, they prefer to keep the same tax return preparers, which is us. And then that's why we have some clients. They're not very large, but it could be 10% of our clients, they live abroad, and then we have clients for all over. We have clients in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in Thailand. I mean, I'm saying those as strange countries or more far away countries, but of course in Venezuela and Latin America, Puerto Rico, I mean all those countries, and in the US, of course.
Okay, and so I understand you also have an office on the Rota Naval Base. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, and in 2022, we were chosen through a competitive process to provide tax services to the U.S. military and their families at the Rota Navy base. We were proud to be selected because it shows that our work has been recognized and trusted. We still do this work today from our physical office that we have inside the base, only accessible to people in the base, or militaries in the base, which is open all year round. We feel completely integrated in the base community, and we're welcome to receive has been reflected in the steady growth every year. Well, also, it is true that
cool. And
the
so
base.
one thing that
No, I'm sorry. I just want to finish saying that it is true that
it's okay.
a number of Navy ships that we have in Rota has grown over the last 5 years, and then the number of militaries arriving to Rota has been increased, and then that's why we have been increased also the numbers in there.
All right, that sounds good. And one thing that's always important is being able to be transparent with prices. Can you talk to us a little bit about how U.S. Tax Consultants handles pricing?
Yeah, pricing is definitely important. In fact, the fees section is one of our most visited parts of our website because we want to be completely transparent, and we have been publishing the fees since John Kearns was in the company. So I'm talking about 30 years ago or something like that. Since we have a website, we have been publishing them. We believe that our fees are very competitive, and we consider our experience and professionalism with both the IRS and the Spanish Portuguese Tax Agency. Our prices are usually lower than those of other companies that offer a combined US and Spain tax services. Some companies, especially online providers, advertise very low starting price, but as soon as your tax return becomes slightly complex, the final cost skyrockets. That is not our way of working. Our philosophy is to be clear and honest from the start, so clients know exactly what to expect.
Fantastic. Transparency is very important. And also, can you tell me a little bit about the feedback that you've gotten on the quality of your service?
Okay, we really care about the opinion of our clients, and then we ask them every service that we provide, we ask them with their opinion. Every booking appointment, I mean, we had appointments by telephone and video calls, and then we have also assess them, and then we do a general assessment every 2 or 3 years. And in the last one that was done in March 2025, we showed very positive results. 93% of our clients were satisfied with the quality of our services, 92 are satisfied with the professionalism of our team, and 84 would recommend our service to others.
Well, that's fantastic. 9 out of 10 people will be recommending you. That's been in business for 60 years, very successfully. Is there anything else that you would like to add and share with the community about U.S. Tax Consultants? For example, how can people learn more about your company and anything that you would like to add?
Okay, I will especially thank you, our clients, for the trust in our company. Many of them have been with us, as you said, more than 20 years. The professional of our team that currently makes up U.S. Tax Consultants feels responsible for maintaining the spirit that led us, our founders, to be helping American expats residing in Spain and the taxes since 1965. As a CEO of U.S. Tax Consultants, I want to thank our clients for their loyalty and our team of their excellent work over the long and successful history. And of course, thank you, Victor, from the Barcelona Metropolitan, for the opportunity of this interview.
Thank you very much. You're very welcome. You know, it's very important to us to be able to provide high quality professionals that are serving the needs of the international and expat community. And given around for 60 years, you've participated in different organizations and NGOs that service the needs of English-speaking expats. Well, I'll return to say thank you to you, because it's hard to find good tax consultants and good people to help make sure that we are compliant both in Spain, Portugal, as well as the United States. Antonio, thank you so much. And if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to call us. And remember, ustaxconsultants.es. Correct?
Correct. It is correct. Thank you very much, Victor, for your support, and I'm sure that we will in contact for in the close future. Thank you very much.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much, Antonio, and I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon.